Our coverage begins in Rockhampton. Queensland's beef capital now resembles an island city as the floodwaters near their peak. The Fitzroy River is now at 9.2 metres and rising. And as the city braces for what could be its worst flood in more than 50 years, authorities are already preparing for the massive task ahead.
The water is now at the edge of Rockhampton's CBD. All through this street, businesses are ready for the rising murky water.
There's a strong stench coming from it. I stood on something yesterday, I don't know what she was, but took off in a hurry and scared the hell out of me.
Eric Anderson's family has run this printing business since 1908. It's survived 3 big floods and he hopes it'll get through another. But the floods are taking a toll.
Well, we can't get any paper in, supplies in from Brisbane, and we can't deliver any goods, so we can't send the invoice out.
He's grateful to the community for helping him prepare.
When times are tough, people rally.
On Rockhampton's north side, the floodwaters are rushing through low-lying parts of Park Avenue. Joe Cole and his family moved out before the water got too high.
Look at it. It's a couple of feet up.
He's more worried about mosquito-borne diseases than damage to his home.
I was worried that it'd be overwhelming, but now that it's happened, it's like, oh, we just got to get in and clean up.
But he says there's a bright side.
But it's really brought the town together, I think, the whole community.
The Rockhampton Regional Council is confident the Fitzroy River won't rise any higher than 9.4 metres.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it is. But we cannot rest on our laurels at this stage. We have another couple of days to go.
And they're warning the city will remain flooded for another 2 weeks as the water slowly recedes. The Bruce Highway to the north of Rockhampton is still open. Authorities say even if it floods, supplies should be able to get through.
We've got capacity under police direction to bring trucks through with supplies up to a distance of probably 300 mil over the road surface.
Groceries have arrived by barge to restock local supermarkets, and 60,000 tonnes of local pineapples, which have been sitting at Yeppoon, have started to get out. A recovery centre opened at Rockhampton's showgrounds today to provide help to the area's flood victims.
There's Department of Communities, Centrelink, Red Cross, Lifeline, and other agencies will be here offering support.
The local council says the flooded roads and rail line to the south highlight the need for a new transport corridor through the city.
Rockhampton is now becoming an increasing service centre for the growing resource industries, the mining industries to the west, the liquid natural gas industries to the south of us.
For now, though, all the city can do is wait for the worst to pass.
And ABC reporter Siobhan Barry joins us now. Siobhan, what's the situation in Rockhampton tonight?
Well, Anne, at this point, it really is just a waiting game to see how high the river's going to go and when it's going to peak. Local authorities and residents are as prepared as they can be. There have been some last-minute preparations around the place today. More properties and businesses have been sandbagged. Police and SES have continued to go around to all of the affected areas, making sure that people know what to expect and that anyone who needs to get out is out. We know that around the town here, there are more and more businesses that are being affected. Certainly in some pockets of town, water is coming up into some strange places through the storm water drains, including into a shopping centre car park. In some of the worst affected suburbs, the water is really starting to smell quite bad, and we've had some reports of some quite strange wildlife in the water, including some snakes and even brown snakes.
And what's the latest on when the Fitzroy River is expected to peak?
And it's still expected to peak at 9.4 metres tomorrow. That's the consistent figure that we've been getting from the Bureau since the weekend, and it hasn't changed. Today the river reached 9.2 metres, so it doesn't have too much further to go. At this point, so close to the peak, it's moving relatively slowly up, so it's difficult to say exactly what time tomorrow it's going to peak, but we have been told that when it gets to that level, it will stay up for around 2 days and then slowly recede over the next 10 days to 2 weeks. So you can imagine what it's going to be like for people getting back to their properties that have been filled with smelly sludge for 2 weeks.
Thank you, Siobhan. Siobhan Barry there with the latest in Rockhampton.